watch a quick video about place value. It's very important that you understand that numbers have places. Okay, they have their own place that they live in. So let's watch for just about a little over half of the video, which is about 2.5 minutes long. So I want your attention on the video because when we're done, you're going to show me something on a piece of paper. Okay.
Hello kids, and welcome to the Place Value House. Today we are talking about ones and tens. I have here a Place Value House that has spots for ones, tens, and hundreds. We will only be talking about the ones and tens today. Here we have the tens and ones places. There are rules in this house that have to be followed, and one of the rules is that you can only have one digit in each room. A digit is any number from 0 to 9. Let me show you what I mean. Here is the number 2, and this is one digit because there is just one number. Let's look at another number. This is the number 20. Can you tell me if this number has more than one digit? Yes, the number 20 has 2 digits because the 2 is a digit and the 0 is a digit. Uh-oh, we cannot put both numbers in the ones room. We have to split them into each place. This is still the number 20. We just have the 2 in the tens place and the 0 in the ones place. Now that we have that rule out of the way, let's look at some place value blocks. Here is a ones block. This ones block is worth 1 and is represented by the number 1. What if I add more ones blocks to the ones place? How many ones blocks do I have now? I have 5 ones blocks. Great job! We can see the number 5 above the room, and we are not breaking the house rules because we still have just one digit in the room. Now let's add 4 more ones blocks. How many blocks do we have now? Can you count them for me? We have 9 of the ones blocks. Great job again! But wait a minute, another block just moved into the ones place, but something is wrong. I think I know what it is. We have reached the number 10. Because we have reached the number 10, we have more than one digit, and we are breaking the rule of one digit per room. Now here is the really cool part that I learned the other day. Watch what happens to the blocks when there are 10 of them in the ones place. All of the 10 ones blocks stuck together to form what we call a tens block. This is a group of 10 ones called a 10. Why do you think we call this a 10? We call it a 10 because this tens block is made up of 10 ones blocks. You guys are awesome! When we had 9 of the ones blocks in the room, we had no problems, but once we reached 10, we had to form a tens block. The tens block is now in the tens place and not the ones place. In the tens place, we are only allowed to have groups of 10. That means we cannot have any ones blocks in this room.
Oh.
If we look at the number above, we see a number 1 in the tens place and the number 0 in the ones place. We have to remember that the 10 in the tens place is really 10 ones blocks that have grouped themselves together to form a 10.
That's right. I want you to look very carefully at this number right here. The number 10. Imagine when you're 10 years old. You have 10 fingers, $10. If you were to look at the number 10 and draw a line right through the middle of the number, you can tell how many tall tens are in that number. Remember the T for tall tens? And how many crying baby ones are in the number 10. There are no crying baby ones, or what they call units, in the number 10. Now, if I had one more baby join, he would go right here. I'd draw a little cute baby right here, one little tiny one, and this number would change to 1 unit. And that number now would be 110, 1 baby 1. Anybody know what that is? What would 110 and 1 baby 1 be? Anybody know? What's 10 plus 1 more? What is it, Blake?
11.
That's right. That's right. So if we were to continually add baby ones, this number would change in the ones place. Great job, guys. We're going to stop. But did you hear the rule? There's a very specific rule that we have to follow. You guys know about rules, right? Don't run in, I don't know, don't run around the pool. There's a rule. What's another rule we should follow? Let's see. How about don't, what's another rule, guys? What's a good rule? They have a rule? What do you think? Don't steal. That's a rule. Don't tell lies. Ooh, that's a rule. Right? That's a good rule. Well, guess what? Math has a rule too. And here it is. We're going to talk about a rule. And then, whoops, I don't mean to do that. This is what I meant to do. All right. We're going to talk about the rules. So we're going to look at a place value T-chart. Raise your hand if this looks familiar to you. Anybody think this looks familiar? Does that look like, yeah? Raise your hand. No, it doesn't look familiar, Blake? How about Jacinda? It does, doesn't it? Mrs. Cruz did this in her live lesson too. We did a T-chart. Now the T-chart is very important. It's a tool that we use. It's a strategy, and it will help us organize the value into its place. So let's talk about that for a second. You know, I'm kind of an organized person. I try. Do you know what I organize? My socks. So I put all of my white socks together, all of my dark socks together, and I put them all in one drawer. They're not all over the room. You're not going to find our socks everywhere in the kitchen cabinets and on the floor and outside. No, I keep them all in one place. All right. And that's a very important thing to consider, is that we have to make sure that these numbers are in the right place. So let's talk about what place means for a minute. Let's pretend that Blake's driving in a car to, I don't know, he's going to the park with his family. All right. Now here's the car. And I'm going to be a bird. I'm going to look down at the top of the car. Here's the front seats. And here's the steering wheel. Right? Your steering wheel. Okay. Now here's the back seats. Okay. He has his place. Where's he going to sit? Do you always have a place to sit in? Is there like a car seat in there, a booster seat, or a special spot that you sit in? Let's put Blake in the right spot in his car. You ready? Okay. So let's put Blake right here. Is that where he sits? Does he drive the car? Ah! Don't do that. No, let's get rid of that. How about we put him here? Do you sit behind the driving seat? Is that where you sit? Is that your place? Oh, let's see. Okay, let me try this spot. Give me a thumbs up when I figure out where you actually sit. Do you sit next to the driver?
Yes, I sit there.
Wow, we have your.
So when I go to grandma's, I sit there, but when we're going to like on the big roads, I sit back there.
Oh, I like that idea. So you'll have room in the back for sure. Yes, you have your own place. All right, thank you. Let's try Jacinda. Jacinda, we're gonna try you. Where? Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, let's try that. All right, so Jacinda, I'm gonna put you in a spot. You ready? Okay, let's put you right here. Is that where you sit?
Yes.
You do? You sit right behind the driver's seat?
Yes.
Right, you do? Oh, I got it the first time. That's right. She's not going to be sitting here. We don't want her driving the car. She's too little and dangerous, right? So you can't be driving the car. So, and some people are too small. They can't sit up front next to the driver. So they actually have their very own place In the back. London, where do you sit? Is that the right place? Did I get it right?
Yes.
You sit in the back?
Yeah.
Yay! Okay, now that's very important. We never want to see you driving the car. That is not your place, okay? That's not where you sit when the car is moving. So we have numbers that have their own place as well. Let's talk about that again. Let's mention that we have rules where the numbers have to sit in their correct place. There's an angry baby. He's not too happy. So let's look at the number. I don't know. How about 13? Oh, we have the number 13. If I drew a line through the middle of it, I could tell how many tens are in the number and how many baby ones. Who wants to tell me how many ones are in this number? He's in the right place. How many are there? What do you think, London? You can see the number. Just say it out loud. How many are there?
There's 2, but it's 3.
Three. There are 3 baby ones in that place. That's right. That's where they sit. They're not old enough to move over to the tens place. You have to have 10 to move over to here. The baby ones sit in their crib. And this shows how many baby ones there are. Please don't write all over my paper. Thank you, Jacinda. Last warning. Okay, now let's move on over to the tens. Blake, how many tall tens are we able to see in our number? Jacinda, I'm going to ask you to leave if you do that again. Thank you, Blake. I agree. Let's draw a tall 10 there. This is just my version of a 10. What is a 10? Anybody? What is a 10? Do you know what a 10 is? It's 10 babies stuck together. When you get enough baby ones in your ones place, whoa, easy. You're going to draw something, 2 seconds. Just let me finish, okay? Let's say that you have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is still good. Remember the rule, but as soon as we get 10, we have to group them and get them out of the baby crib. Get out of there. You're too big. You're too big for the baby one's place. So they grow up and they become 1 10. Now they move over to the tens place. Let's talk about what you're going to do. I'm going to give you a number real quickly. Here's your job. I'm going to write the number. You are going to write the number on your paper. You are going to draw a line through the middle of your paper. And then you're going to draw how many tens and ones. Remember the dots and the rods are in each place. Here's the number. I'm going to pull it out of Blake's head. Hold real still, Blake. I'm going to read your mind. I got it. Your number is 25. Write the number 25 on your paper. Nice and big. 25. London, you writing your number? 25. Ooh, I'm doing it too. Okay, you're gonna have to hold this up to me. Make sure you're doing it. Then I want you to slice your sandwich so you can see, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. How many tens and ones? What does slice your sandwich mean? It means draw your T-chart right through the middle of it. Draw your T-chart right through the middle. Hi-ya! And then label how many tens, or which one is the tens place. T for tens. And then draw where your baby ones go. Label that column. Draw crying baby up here. O stands for ones. And I'm just going to put an angry baby face in there. Okay, guys. This part's all up to you. I'm going to go underneath each number and represent the value by drawing the baby ones, the little units, underneath, and the tall teenage tens underneath the tens place. So how many baby ones? They also call them units. So if your adults are listening, you're going to practice all the different ways and the vocabulary terms we use so that if they see it on a quiz or in a book or a worksheet or a test, they've heard it all different ways. So we can call them ones, units, cubes, babies, and then the tall teenage tens, which are groups of tens that have moved out of the ones place and into the tens. All right, guys, ready to show off your work? All you had to do was draw your tens and ones. As soon as we're done, we're going to do our Kahoot and be finished for the day. I have some DBAs to finish. Lots of DBAs today. It's going to be busy and I'll lose my voice. All right. Oh, let's see. Jacinda, hold it back a little bit farther, a little bit farther. Oh, good. Where are your baby ones underneath? Draw those circles and tall tens. All right, Blake, hold it. Oh, look at Blake's tall tens. I love them. I can't wait until we all grow up to be tall teenage tens. When do we do that? After you're 9 years old and you get one more birthday, you'll have enough birthdays to move out of the baby crib. You'll be a teenager. You'll move a 10, at least a 10-year-old. You'll move over to the teenage 10 spot. Let me see London. Hold it closer. Oh, hold it closer. Oh, that's too far away. You got to hold it up to the camera. I think I see tens and ones. I hope I do. Jacinda, did you draw your little circles? And your tall tens? I'm going to do it. So look at the screen and see if you did it. Underneath the 5, draw 5, baby ones. That 5 represents 5 ones. That's all that means. 5. That's it. 5 little circles. $5, 5 donuts. Not enough to make a 10. Over here, under the tens place, I liked Blake's tall tens. I don't think I can draw it just as good as he can, but he drew, and you don't have to put the lines as long as they look very different from the circles. And they're tall tens. I know that they're tens. So beautiful job, guys. Let's do our Kahoot. It's important for you to understand the value, what these numbers actually mean, and what place they are in. You are going to have to be able to tell me what's in the ones place. What number's in the ones place? What number's in the tens place? So practice it. Maybe draw, oh, I know. Maybe have your family and you play a game on a rainy night or before bedtime where everybody picks a number out of each other's head, read your mind. A 2-digit number is good. Remember, it has to have 2 digits, not just 1, but 2. And that will help you determine how many tens and how many ones by drawing a T-chart line through it so you can see immediately how many tens and ones are in. Let's do our Kahoot. Come on, Miss Cruz. Move to the Kahoot. I think this is it. Get out of the video and move over to Kahoot. Let's see if we can get your code ready. It's only 6 questions long, so here it is. Can you see the Kahoot screen? Can you see the code? Yeah, nice. All right. Jacinda, do you have your Kahoot you can join? Blake's in. London's joining. Love my London and Blake and Jacinda. And we will practice understanding the value, what is really in each place in a number. You will either see a model with the tens and ones, and you'll have to tell me the number that it represents, or you will see a number and you'll have to tell me how many tens and ones are in it. That's easy. Now that we know how to do it, one mistake that I saw was people getting them backwards. They were reading the number backwards. So they were thinking the tens were the ones and the ones were the tens. Flip it around, make sure you don't read it backwards. I'll start in 10 seconds, okay guys? Oh, Jacinda's in. Yay! London, you can go get some help if you want. You can join anytime, okay? But we need to get started so we can finish up our lesson today.
Can you put it in the chat?
Sure. It is 5241071. There it is. All right, my love bugs, let's get started. Tens and ones. Place value. Everybody has their own place. Oh, it's only 5 questions. It's gonna be super short. Let's look at this picture. How many tall tens do you see? No, you don't see 40. There are not 40 teenagers standing there. How many are there? You see 1? Do you see 1,000,000? How many are there? How many tall tens were we able to make? And a 10 is 10 babies stuck together. That's all it is. Yay! Beautiful. You're right. There were only 4 tall teenage tens standing there. The value of 4 tens is 40, but that's not what I asked. I asked the right question, which was just how many do you see? All right. So that's a good thing to practice. How many and what's the value is actually 2 different questions. Good work, guys. You are on to something good. How many ones do you count in this picture? How many babies? Units. Very good. Yes, I counted 5 tiny ones. That's right. Beautiful. Good work, guys. That was easy. I wonder if the next one will be a little, look at these wonderful scores. Okay, here comes the next one. Who's got this? Oh, there's both. How many tens and how many ones? Don't add them. Just tell me how many you count. Ooh, we were split on this one. The correct answer was there were 2 tall tens and 4 baby ones. That's right. So make sure that you count exactly how many tall tens you see, and I only counted 2. And then there were 4 little babies left over. Remember, we're not adding. There were no pluses. Nobody said how many in all. Nothing like that. Just tell me what you see, right? That's all I want. Use those eyeballs. 2 more questions. What is the total value of these tens and ones? Now, this is not asking 4 plus 1. Don't add them together like that. I just want to know, what is the value of this number? Oh, totally different question. How many tens and how many baby ones left over? Yes, if you said 41, you got it right. There were 4 tall tens and 1 baby one. And the only one that matched was this one. 4 tall tens. If I drew a line right through that number, I could see it would match. 4 tall tens and 1 baby one. Wonderful. If you wrote it backwards, if you put the ones in the tens place, that would come up with a totally different number. That's right. That would be like my dog sitting here trying to teach you. It wouldn't work. It'd be in the wrong place. All right, so let's move on to the last question. Here we go. What is the total of these blocks? All I want to know is, what is the value of these blocks? So if you were to look at each number underneath, Which one matches? Let's see, it has 1 10 and 3 baby ones. Oh, I don't want you to add them together. I just want you to tell me what the value is. Match up. Whoa, 2 of you got it right. I love this answer. There was 1 tall 10 and 3 babies left over. 1 10 and 3 babies. That's 10, 11, 12, 13. And if you were to draw a line through 13, it matches. 1 tall 10, 3 baby ones. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. If you weren't getting these answers right, I'm going to do it with my echo voice. Practice, practice at home. Practice writing a number down and representing the 10s and the 1s. Practice drawing 10s and 1s and then telling me what the value of the number is. All right. Use those T-charts. They don't hurt. They help, right? Drawing a line through the middle of a number will instantly tell you how many 10s and 1s there are. Instantly. Okay? So practice that. It's coming up on tests. It's coming up in our lessons. And who is it? Awesome job, guys. You're amazing, and I love you. And we're all done. So please make sure that you promise for me, okay, that you practice. Let me try that again. Please promise that you practice. That's a tongue twister. All right, guys, you're all done for the day. See you later. See you tomorrow. Okay? You're awesome, guys. See you tomorrow.